Alright, back for another video. I want to share with you 3 Pokemon mistakes that I've made since being a collector in about May 2025. So it's coming up to a year now, okay? And I like to say I've done obviously pretty well if you were in at 2025, better if you're in at 2024, and even better if you were in from the years prior to that. But anyways, I just want to share my experiences today, my losses, particularly in the time that I've spent with Pokemon over the past year. That's cost me, close to $1,000 or so in losses. Okay, so let's get straight into the videos today. The number one loss was selling my Pikachu PSA 10, the illustration rare, the number 173. I sold it around $200 after getting it graded as a PSA 10. I flipped it right away, and today it is worth around 550 Australian, I believe, on eBay. Last sold prices, I checked around then. And so I'm not dwelling on it because these are the moves I made with it instead, which was I purchased 3 Pokemon 151 booster bundles at around $80 each. So I put a bit extra on top. And so if you think about booster prices right now and where they're going, would you have rather hold the PSA 10 or would you rather hold the 3 Pokemon 151 booster bundles? All right. Number 2, next one up was the Prismatic Evolutions ETB. So I was sitting on this for a long time back, I think in October and November, and I had purchased it. And there weren't a few on eBay at the moment, and I then, firstly, I purchased my first one, and I had this feeling of just regret for some reason, a bit of fear. Maybe the price was very dear at that time, and I just felt like there were better plays. But I ended up kind of backing out of it and cancelling it, and then after sleeping on it a few days later, I came back and bought it. So to me, it really resonated strong to me that this is something I really did want for my future collection. So I was willing to pay a premium price on it. And not only today, I spent, which was close to about $600, including postage back then, which was very dear for a Pokemon Center ETB, Prismatic Evolutions. But right now, not only has that bounced back in terms of price, but it has exceeded, which is good. So back in the green. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay sitting and holding on that and holding that for long term. It is a collector's edition piece for me that will hold long term. It is scarce, and I could have bought, SPCs. I could have bought the other prismatic stuff, but I chose the Pokemon Center, and I'm staying true to that, and I'm holding that. My third one was investing in Chinese booster boxes and also Chinese sealed cards. So a few of my portfolio cards, I've got some, the Gem Pack 3, and I've got the single cards of the Umbreon Alt Art, some of the Gengar VMAXs, some of the EVs I've picked up as well, and these things, and they haven't done anything. So they're essentially just, I wouldn't say some cost, but they're just sitting there. They haven't appreciated in value, nor have they actually dropped. But the good thing about these cards really is they're fun to rip. They're low in price, so you're not really breaking the bank when you do rip packs. And you get still pretty good pull rates, and you can still actually get something that's pretty much the same art, if that's what you're particularly after, without really being attached to the value. And so, I'm not saying that Chinese isn't good investment long term, because it's still not that popular, but due to a lot of like fraud and scams and replicas, it's just not seeing the growth as English is. And that's always been my mantra coming in with Japanese and Chinese sets. It's never going to have the same weight and power as English does in terms of sealed, in terms of investment, but in terms of pulling packs and chasing cards and having a set, by all means, Japanese and Chinese for sure. I'm all for it. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed to this channel already, please do so, as it helps this channel grow, and I really appreciate it. Hopefully I can keep putting these content posts daily for you to enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next video.